Could servers and external hard drives go the way of the rotary phone? Our technology guru, Allan Hoffman, joins us to explain what's in the cloud. Allan, thanks for joining us today. This is, I guess, the new wave of storage, the cloud?
Sure.
How does that work?
I mean, what's happening now is people have so much really important information on their computers. They've got their videos on them, their kids' photos, their financial documents.
And when they eat up a lot of memory, too.
Yeah, they use a lot of space on your computer. But the other piece is you've got to back that up one way or another. And the old way of doing that was putting it on floppy drives or CDs or DVDs. The thing is, those are still in your house. Those could get stolen, or they could get hurt in a fire, or things like that. So what you really need now is a backup that goes to the cloud.
And what's the cloud?
The cloud basically refers to computers that aren't in your house. They're all over the world in different companies. And what that means is when you are on your computer, if you have one of these services that you can use, you can basically, the information from your computer will be sort of magically stored in the cloud in these computers. They could be anywhere in the world.
These are like big, huge servers somewhere in Lithuania or Mexico.
Exactly.
So how do you, I guess there's an element of trust. You know, I know I'm kind of an old school guy. I don't trust the computer a whole lot. So I have my external hard drive, you know, and it's the big old one. And I store everything on there and then unplug it and make sure it doesn't connect to anything, so I'm safe.
Right.
I imagine paranoia, that kind of paranoia fuels this resistance to that.
That paranoia does fuel it, but if you have to think about what would happen if you have that great stuff on your computer and then that hard drive goes kaput.
Yeah.
You know, you could really lose so much great stuff. So
you get another hard drive.
Yeah, except then all of your photos are gone. All your financial documents are gone.
Yeah.
If you're a writer, the writing that you've done is gone. So you've got to find ways to really make sure that that is secure, but also that it is safe from disaster, basically.
Now, is this like a paid service, like a monthly thing for the cloud?
Yes. Generally, you'll pay about $5 a month. And there are companies, one that I use is called Backblaze. There are others called Carbonite or Mozy, M-O-Z-Y. And these are reputable companies where they encrypt your data when it's being uploaded there. So, and you don't have to think about it, which is what's great. So when you change a document, the changes in that document then go automatically up to your backup. So you don't have to keep thinking, did I back this up? Did I not back it up? You want to basically just set this up and then forget about it. And I think that's great.
Now, among those of you guys who are in the heart of this technology stuff, do you look at this cloud thing and say, well, wait a minute, this opens the door for the bad guys to then come in and not just steal your identity, but all of your personal stuff?
It does. I mean, but I balance that, frankly, against the idea that, okay, you can have your wallet stolen, you can have your computer stolen, you can easily have now your phone and your mobile devices stolen, or you can just lose them. These companies, again, because they are, you know, the ones that I'm talking about, they're really reputable companies. So there are ones that their whole business is around keeping your data secure. That is the basic idea of their business. So if they fail at that, those companies are going to completely fail.
Right. Now, let's talk about the big guys. Apple coming out with something new called iCloud IO5, I believe it's called.
Right. Well, actually, the iOS 5 is out now. Next week, what's going to happen is there's a big developers conference that Apple has once a year, and there are going to be some big announcements on Monday. Frankly, Apple is very secretive, so no one really knows what's going to be coming out. But there's some speculation that seems pretty legitimate that Apple is going to come out with a new MacBook computer, and it'll have a great screen on it. Right now, the screens that are on the iPad and the iPhone have these amazing, what they call Retina display.
Right.
And I think they're going to bring that basically to their laptops. That's what the signs seem to indicate.
Okay.
And there are some other surprises. I mean, they might have some things like maybe apps for your television, maybe a new mapping solution for your iPhone and iPad. Those are some of the things that people are hinting at.
Now, for those of us who might be resistant to, well, I'm not going to get what everybody else is going to get. I'm going to get a Droid, or I'm going to get something different. Is there an alternative for the new MacBooks. I mean, Apple seems to have cornered the market here.
Yeah, I mean, there's still obviously lots of other computer companies out. You can get Windows computers, you can get them basically cheaper, and they'll do pretty much anything you want. I mean, certainly now, so much of computing is now on the web, and you can get it basically through your web browser. So if you get a computer that gets on the web, you've got a lot of great stuff. So they're definitely, there's definitely still lots of competition for Apple in that regard.
Is there upside, downside? If you pick Apple, obviously you're going to be a slave to Apple apps, Apple stuff. But is there a flip side to choosing a non-Apple device?
There is. I mean, certainly things can be cheaper if you do it that way. But also I think that a number of the non-Apple devices, I think they do make things a little bit more complicated for people. I mean, things in computing are getting simpler. But like you said, with Apple, you're sort of buying into a whole system.
Right.
And if you're not into that and you're not sort of ready to go for it all, sometimes you want to just, maybe you take a piece of it with your iPad or something like that, or with an iPod, But basically, other computers still do a lot of great stuff, and you don't have to buy an Apple.
Well, I guess one of the harder things is you have an integration of devices now and your programs. I would imagine it's harder to do if you don't get everything Apple or everything one standard.
Right. It's a little bit mixed, though, because right now there are plenty of people out there who have, say, a Windows computer, and they don't plan to change at all. But they get an iPhone, and that connects through iTunes, which is also an Apple product that is available for Windows.
So you got a whole bunch of new toys.
Yeah, there's a lot of it that's integrating together pretty well now.
Wow, fascinating stuff, Allan. Thanks, always insightful. We'll look to have you again when the next wave of stuff comes out.
Excellent. Thanks, Brian.